Alright guys, I'm back with, I think this is the 5th stick now, about that. Not really one that I'm too fond of, but here we go anyways. This is the Brine asset. Not exactly my favorite head. Funny story about this head, the first time I bought an asset, I got it, I left it white just to see. Usually when I buy a head for the first time, I'll leave it white if I don't know if I like it yet, so that if I want, I can send it back or just exchange it. I have 30 days, so I leave it until then. And I tried it first time. Over the summer, I was taking face-offs a lot with it because when you pound the back of this stick in, it has the mesh actually like pops out on the sides a little bit down here, so it's almost, and you have like that advantage because it has the raised sidewalls and the sidewalls over the actual ball, so it's a really great face-off head. And I don't know what happened, but it got super pinched, ended up sending it back. Oh, and it got absolutely just destroyed on face-offs, and some fat kid fell on it, and that part of the sidewall broke, and I just kind of ripped it apart. After that, I tried taping it back, and then the whole thing just ended up collapsing, so I had to end up sending it back. I got this one. It lasted for more than 30 days, I could say that. So I ended up dyeing it. The only thing I really don't like about this head is the fact that the string options are so limited. Very easy head to string just because you just have to loop through each hole. And the pocket can be wherever you want it, basically. You can make it looser or tighter or whatever. I just did this one really tight and broke it in where I wanted it. The sidewall pattern doesn't really matter for this stick because pocket can be wherever you want, depending on how loose you make it. So that's that. I mean, not really a lot of stringing option on this one, but it's a little bit too wide for my taste. The Asset X is actually a little bit nicer because it's more narrow, but it's still wide, but it keeps the ball in more consistently than this one. I really should have asked for an Asset X, but whatever. Have it on another thing that I'm not really too fond of, Swizzle, Scandium. I really don't like this shaft, mainly because it's a rip-off. The shaft, the graphics peel off in about 1 week of playtime completely. Not the graphics, the grip. But it still leaves the texture, and that's nice. But I'm going to end up taping over this probably, or not. I don't know. I don't really use it all that much, so there's really no point. But I think I've only been using tape up here when I actually do use it. But anyways, Swizzle Scandium, it's light, but the grip flakes off, and that's one of the things I absolutely hate about it. And that just leaves you with this like kind of crappy texture feel, and it's kind of inconsistent. The new ones are a lot better because it's more of a heavy coat, kind of like how the crankshafts were, the crankshaft grips and the vanadium grip, if you ever tried those, and I really like that. Should have waited about another month and those ones would have been out, but I was too impatient, and I needed a new shaft because my old one bent in half, so I just went with this. Not exactly my favorite thing in the world, but not exactly my worst. It's actually surprisingly light once all the grip comes off, so that's a plus. It chips really bad, but surprisingly has not dented yet, and I've had this for about 2 seasons as well, and for that not to happen is a miracle. But yeah, that's that. And it's an alright stick. I mean, I'd recommend the Asset X over this one, and I'd recommend the newer Swizzles over this one, but overall, it's alright. Not my favorite, not my least favorite.